Hi, this is Jonathan Ginsberg, and today I'd like to talk to you about a topic that I know is confusing because I hear from my clients a good bit, and that has to do with something called the median income table. The median income table is used in means test calculations, and as you probably know, the 2005 changes to the bankruptcy law added something called a means test to the bankruptcy process, the concept behind this being that if you had the means or the ability to pay, then you should be in a Chapter 13 rather than a Chapter 7. So really the means test, the purpose, and this is something that one of the trustees told me one time, the purpose is to get more people into Chapter 13 and to avoid having people go into Chapter 7. So the means test is designed to accomplish this, and the way the means test works, it's really a two-part process, and I'll get into that in a different video, but I want to talk about one part of it. That's called the median income table, which is again is part of the means test. So big picture, the way the means test works is the first thing I do is I look at your household income, and I look at it for the 6 months preceding the current month. So we don't count this month, we count the 6 months in the past, and you use all sources of household income, whether or not one party or both spouses are filing. There are certain exceptions. You don't count, for example, Social Security income, but other sources of income, for the most part, you do count. You put the 6 months together, divide it by 6, and get an average monthly income, and then you annualize that by multiplying times 12, and that will give us what your median income or your average income is. Then I compare that to the median income table. So again, I'm looking at your income for the last 6 months, I'm annualizing it, and then looking at comparing it to this table. Now the median income table is basically a table that's compiled by the Census Bureau, and it's given to the IRS, who's then in turn given it to the bankruptcy court. And if your income, your household income, your average household income is below the median income for the state you're in our case Georgia, then you would qualify for Chapter 7 because it's presumed that you don't have enough money to fund a Chapter 13, and you basically proceed forward through Chapter 7, or you could go into Chapter 13 if you'd like. And in Chapter 13, you can actually do a 3-year as opposed to a 5-year Chapter 13. So it does give you certain advantages. If you are over median, then basically you proceed to step 2, which is the means test, and that is where we do a budget that is based on some figures that our friends of the IRS have provided. And a lot of times, if your income is over the median by more than $10,000 or $15,000, the end result will be that the court will conclude, the means test will conclude that you have enough money to fund a Chapter 13. So obviously the median income is very, very important. And a lot of people are confused about where this number comes from, what it means, and so forth. As I said, it comes from the Census Bureau, and it basically represents a collection of data. And the means test is essentially it's the middle. In other words, it's not an average, because an average would basically include people at very, very low end and very, very high end. The median is essentially you take half the people that are earning more, half the people that are earning less. What figure comes out in the very middle? That's called the median income. And statistically, and I'm not a statistician, but statistically it's supposed to provide a more accurate representation of the average. And the median income is changed a couple of times a year based on figures that are reported to the census, and the changes, usually they go up, although recently they've gone down, and that can make a big difference as far as whether you qualify for Chapter 7. Now the median income table, which I'm going to pull up, and I'm going to actually put over here to my left, the median income currently for a single individual in Georgia, and this is as of November 1, 2010, is $38,748. In other words, if your income annualized using the 6-month look back is less than $38,748, you are considered under median. You can proceed to Chapter 7, or you could do a Chapter 13. For a family of 2, it's $51,184. A family of 3, $55,767. A family of four, $68,122, and for each additional household member, you add $7,500. So a lot of times I see people that are in a family of four, $68,122 is the median. So my rule of thumb is if your income is going to be over 85,000, let's say 85,000, it's going to be probably difficult to squeeze you into a Chapter 7. Not impossible, but difficult. That's kind of a rule of thumb. So that's what the median income is. I have a link on this page to the median income, current median income table. And again, it does change. So if you're looking at this in 2011 or 2012, it's very possible that the median income, very likely, will have changed. But I wanted you to know what this is and kind of what it means. And again, big picture is the median income will help us determine whether or not you qualify for Chapter 7 or Chapter 13. If your income is below the median, you qualify for a 7 or a 13. If it's above, we've got to either do a means test calculation to squeeze you into a Chapter 7, or the means test will also tell us what percentage you have to pay back in your Chapter 13. So it does give us some guidance. And this is all part of this whole means test, which again is very controversial because it's backwards looking, and obviously a lot of issues arise. What happens if you were making money 4 months ago, but that you've lost that job or lost that source of income? What if you had a Christmas bonus? That type of thing. And the courts are struggling with those issues, and a lot of them have been resolved now. But as a starting point, we do a means test, a median income test, and then the means test to determine where you fall in the continuum and how difficult it's going to be to get you into a type of bankruptcy that causes the least amount of pain and provides the most benefit to you. So I hope this has been helpful. And again, please feel free to email me with questions. I'll be happy to answer them on my blog or by email. And we hope to see you soon. Thank you.